Welcome to Ravens Over. Please subscribe to my channel, also the notification bell, like this video and share. We have a girl by the name of Nikki Stone, and basically there's a lot going on. I want to share this story with you because it's conflicting locations, and it actually happened in New York, but it's kind of going out that it happened in Port Oregon due to Black Lives Matter protesting. I want to share this story with you.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Okay, her name is Nikki Stone. She's only 18 years old. And basically, she was protesting for the Black Lives Matter. Protesters released after controversial arrest in Manhattan, New York City's official demands answers. Now, the story right now basically was in Port Oregon, but it actually was in Manhattan. Flatiron, Manhattan, an 18-year-old anti-police protester who was the subject of controversial arrest has been released on death appearance ticket. But some New York City's elected officials continue to demand answers after a video of her being taken into custody went viral. Now, Nikki Stone is a trans woman from the Lower East Side, was arrested in the following sting graphic and vandalism link on the occupied City Hall protest. The video shows her being scooped up by a team of plainclothes New York City police officers, but in an unmarked minivan, and whisked away from the scene. She was held for 5 hours, processing and released at the time of 1 a.m. to cheer her fellow protesters. She said she has some scrapes on her knees, but overall she was fine. Stone was charged with the criminal mischief making, graffiti, possessions of graffiti instruments for 5 separate incidents. Witness said that it looked like it was a kidnapping and the arrest, that they was reminded that them at the tactic used at the federal officials as far as Portland, Oregon. Now, basically, Portland, Oregon was allegedly having plainclothesmen that were grabbing people and attacking people, so they didn't know what was actually happening. She was actually being wished up, and it was a plainclothes. They didn't describe themselves as police officers, so people was afraid. Now, they grabbed her off the street as she was skateboarding, don't even put handcuffs on her, and threw her into an unmarked vehicle. One protester said none of the people were wearing badges and they looked like terrorists. Now, also, authorities said that the arrest was the standard procedures for the warrant squad, but the squad typically goes after one of the most dangerous people violent as far as violent offenders. Police said that the point of the warrant squad is not to look like cops and to catch suspects off guard. They also pointed out that cops were being assaulted with rocks and bottles because they didn't know they were cops. In regards to the video, the social media that took place at the 2nd Avenue on 25th Street, a woman taken into custody in an unmarked van was wanted for damaging police cameras during the 5 separate criminal incident in the area around the city park. Now, the NYPD said on Twitter that arrest officers were assaulted with rocks and bottles, and this is what they said. The NYPD News said, in regards to the video on social media that took place on 2nd Avenue and 25th Street, the woman taken into custody in an unmarked van was wanted for damaging police cameras during the 5 separate criminal incidents around City Hall parks. The arresting officers were assaulted with rocks and bottles. And the reason why they assaulted her, in my opinion, is they did not know that these was cops. They thought she was being attacked by a terrorist, just like the girl that they went into her house and killed her, Breonna Taylor, if I'm correct within that. Mayor Bill de Blasio addressed the controversy on Wednesday, saying that it was not desirable for the police to handle the arrest as they did. So he did not like the fact that they were arrested. This is not Portland. He said anything that is even suggests this is troubling, that it's not at this time or the place of the arrest, given that the atmosphere is dealing with the country, and it didn't make any sense. Now, he also stated that still the mayor affirms that no one is allowed to damage police properties. If you damage property, it will lead to consequences, he said. Governor Cuomo also weighed in saying, it felt like it was very disturbing to me. I'm surprised, especially at this time, the NYP would take such obviously obnoxious actions, and a wildly insensitive everything is going on at this time. The person of residence also identified as Nikki, but gave police the name of, I'll just say Nikki, is said to be a vendor as far as city property and not notable painting over the NYPD cameras monitoring Occupy City Hall protests. Police said the stone was on surveillance video and numerous times committing graphic and criminal mischief during the cause of the protest. Still, Council Speaker Corey Johnson called out the video incredibly disturbing, and other officials as demanding answers. City leaders took to Twitter to voice their concern over the arrest, including New York City contributor Scott Stinger, and is stating that I'm deeply concerned about the video circulating protesters being thrown into a marked van. Now, the incident added to new tension to protesters that largely died in the city. However, not everyone agrees with the protesters. Enough is enough. Brooklyn residents Benny said it is getting better before George Floyd, but now we're putting the cops' hands behind their back, and this is why all the shooting and crime rate are going up so much. Now, I want to share with you as far as the video, as far as this very, graphic, her being grabbed and stuff and thrown inside of a van and stuff. I want to share this part with you. So, here it goes. This is Nikki Stone. She's only 18 years old. I'm going to let you hear enough. I'm going to let you watch it in her full entirety. Check this out.
controversy over a protester seen on video being arrested and tossed into an unmarked van by NYPD officers. Good afternoon, I'm David Navarro.
I'm Shirley Nalica. The mayor says it was the wrong time and the wrong place for this kind of arrest.
Meanwhile, the NYPD just released this video that it says shows the suspect, Nikki Stone, damaging NYPD's camera overlooking City Hall with paint. One of several separate cases she's suspected of committing. Eyewitness News reporter Derek Wall live in Times Square with more. Derek.
And you saw that video very clear just out from the NYPD. That anti-police protest actually ended here in Times Square overnight. To be clear, they are not looking for police reform. This is a group that wants to abolish the police department. And this morning, late this morning, we actually heard from Mayor de Blasio about that controversial video.
This is not Portland, and I want to emphasize that what you see on that video is NYPD officers. There are no federal agents involved.
Mayor de Blasio once again finds himself trying to thread the needle, both defending the cops and criticizing them, after this video spread on social media showing plainclothes police shoving a protester wanted on several charges into an unmarked van.
It is the responsibility of the police if someone's committed an offense, and that's the warrant squad whose job is to follow up, to look for the right moment to do so. I think, again, that given this atmosphere that we're dealing with in our country and the real concerns people have, it just didn't make sense.
And just hours after that takedown, 18-year-old Nikki Stone, who is openly trans, was released on a death ticket. Basically a promise that she'll show up for her arraignment. In a statement on Twitter, police defended their action, saying the woman taken into custody in an unmarked van was wanted for damaging police cameras during 5 separate criminal incidents in and around City Hall Park. The arresting officers were assaulted with rocks and bottles.
The people that snatched her didn't look like police officers. They were wearing shorts and sneakers. They pulled her into a minivan. I mean, it looked more like a kidnapping than an arrest. There was no words spoken. They didn't tell her she was under arrest.
And you know, police say that is exactly the point of the warrant squad, to not look like cops so they can successfully take someone into custody. But the question obviously now is, was that tactic necessary given the apparent low level of this offense? The offense so low level that Stone was released just a couple of hours later.
Okay, baby sis, we see you, Miss Nikki Stone, 18 years old. God bless you. She's fighting for a good cause, even though, you know, you can't go around tearing up people's cameras and video and stuff like that. But, you know, she definitely had a good reason why she was out there. She was fighting because she feels as though it is the police brutality and stuff. And here it is. She's fighting for a good cause. And she got scared because basically they grabbed her up and stuff. And there was unmarked cars and also in plain clothes, which scared her a lot. But at the end of the day, my sister, you have to be careful. You just can't go vandalizing stuff. And the thing about it, I do believe it was a good cause and stuff. She's only 18 years old. She's just a baby. She's just trying to find her. She's trying to do the right thing, and she's trying to find her way through life. So I thank you, baby sis. Thank you. And thank you to my sister who sent me this video and stuff, that told me about this and stuff. You know, it's so sad that we're constantly going through this fight and struggle here. We're in 2020, and we have even our allies that's jumping into it because they don't like the injustice that's been done. And unfortunately, racism has risen up so highly and loud. But we are being heard for once in our life, and people are sticking together in unity. And I would love to hear your feel about this video. Y'all got it straightforward here. And thank you for all the ones that allies is fighting for the cause and trying to help things, make things right. Comment below, let me know you feel about this video. Share this video where you can. There's a lot of white people, our allies, that are fighting for our cause. And we thank you all. Well, I thank you. And we need to do the same thing. Breonna Taylor that was murdered. We need to make that same energy when it goes to her and others. Comment below, share this video where you can. Let me know how you feel about this video. It's a trans woman that was out there fighting, 18 years old. God bless you. Subscribe to my channel at the top. There's the Instagram button. I would love your feedback. I'll be reading your comments. Share the video where you can. If you care, like this video. Let you know I love you. And thank you for watching. Catch the rave. Be safe out there.